First-run theater provides a valuable service by giving aspiring playwrights a chance to see and hear their work performed in front of an audience. How valuable that service is depends on how committed the playwrights are to learning from the experience. First Run's most recent premieres were a pair of one-act comedies under the umbrella title Skeletons in the Closet. Both plays are about history someone would rather remain secret, but the title is apt for another reason. Both secrets are about being in the closet. The first of the two plays, Swept Away, had a credit I've never seen before. James M. Robert was acknowledged for the vacuum cleaner, which is the central prop in Swept Away. At one point, the vacuum is used to deal with a mess that is literal and figurative at the same time. It would not surprise me if the idea for David Hawley's play sprang from that moment. It ought to be on stage. It's worth the price of admission. Where the play needs more work is in getting to that moment. At the start of the play, Faye, played by Karen Pierce, is listening to loud music and is too focused on what she's doing to notice that Jim, played by Matthew Garrison, has entered her apartment. Karen is rightly startled when Jim makes his presence known, but I was surprised that Karen allowed that encounter to continue. I had doubts about the way the action proceeded a number of times, perhaps because the first scene was such a strain on my credibility. Jim is a vacuum cleaner salesman, and he insists on showing his wares even though Karen has no interest in buying a vacuum. Her curiosity is piqued, however, when Jim mentions Karen's boyfriend. It turns out Jim has more on his mind than just making a sale. The comedy of the unwanted demonstration gives way to more serious issues involving Jim, Karen, and her boyfriend. To say any more would be a spoiler, which matters to me even though the play's first run is over. I hope Hawley can find a better way to build up to the moment that impressed me so much. Nikki Lott directed Swept Away. The crew for both shows included production manager DJ Ludwig, technical director Katie Robinson, dramaturge Nathan Lamp, props designer Gwyneth Rausch, and sound designer Brad Slavik. Justin D. Wright directed Bird's Nest by Daniel Wasileski, the second half of Skeletons in the Closet. The action in Bird's Nest takes place in the living room of a fishing cabin in the Midwest. 4 guys have gone there for an annual retreat. They're an unlikely group of fishermen. Why they go on an annual fishing trip is explained late in the play. Perhaps the explanation should have been sooner. The attendees are Carl, the owner of the cabin, played by David DeRose, Ryan, played by DJ Ludwig, Scott, played by Phil Gill, and Jack, played by Daniel Wasileski. The last 2 are the ones with a skeleton in their closet. One of the funniest moments in the play occurs when the audience realizes that Ryan has discovered Scott and Jack's secret. Ryan is the most talkative member of the group, but he can't say anything about what he has learned because the group has invoked a silencing ritual to keep him from gabbing. Even though the men are supposed to be on a retreat, they receive 3 visitors: Carl's wife, played by Amy Rossi, Scott's girlfriend, played by Amanda Brasher, and Jack's boyfriend, played by Mark Saunders. The visits bring matters to a head. The program lists a more precise date for the action than the play requires, July 2013. The specificity makes me wonder whether the play is based on real events. Even if it is, I would advise the author not to focus only on the relationship if he intends to develop the play further. I think it would be a stronger play if the relationships did not have to carry all the dramatic weight. Earlier in this show, Bob reviewed The How and the Why. One source of that play's strength is that it is about scientific theories and professional machinations as well as the relationships between the characters. The intertwining of the strands makes all of them stronger.
Yes, well, that's a high bar to set, I think, the how and the why, and for the complexity that can be in a play. This was, there was some complexity, but kind of confusing to me sometimes anyway. more in the second one. There's so many people in the second one in a short play. But as you say, that's why we want to see these plays on the stage and see how they work.
And I think maybe more complexity would be advisable if he wants to do more with the play.
Yeah.